I used to believe that a simple life was a peaceful life. My name is Ryan Mitchell, and I never care about expensive cars, giant houses, or powerful connections. I built everything I had with my own hands. The one thing I was proudest of was not my small business or my achievements. It was my marriage with Emily Carter. Emily never looked at my bank account. She looked at my heart. One evening, I came home and noticed Emily sitting quietly on the couch. Her expression was different. She looked like she was carrying a heavy secret. "Emily, what happened?" I asked. Emily looked at me and forced a small smile. "Ryan, sit down. I need to tell you something." My stomach tightened. "Is everything okay?" Emily looked away. "No, not really." I sat beside her. "Tell me." Emily took a deep breath. "Nathan Williams contacted me today." The name hit me like a punch. "Nathan?" "Yes." I stared at the floor for a moment. I haven't heard that name in years. Emily reached for my hand. "I know. Why did Nathan contact you?" Emily stayed silent. "Emily, please tell me." "He offered me money." I frowned. "Money?" "Yes, a lot of money." My heart started beating faster. "For what?" Emily looked directly into my eyes. "He wanted me to leave you." For a few seconds, I could not speak. "What?" "He said I deserved a better life. He said I was wasting my future being with you." I felt anger rising inside me, but I tried to stay calm. "Nathan thinks he can buy you?" Emily shook her head. "He thinks money can solve everything." I looked at her carefully. "Did you consider it?" Emily immediately grabbed my hand. "Ryan, no." "Emily, I need the truth." "The truth is that I chose you before you had anything, and I choose you now." Her words hurt and healed me at the same time. Why would Nathan do this after all these years? Emily hesitated. "I think there is more to it." "What did he say?" Emily looked nervous. "He said you took something from him." I frowned. "I took something from him?" "Yes." I laughed bitterly. "That is impossible. Nathan destroyed my career years ago." Emily looked surprised. "What?" I sighed. "I never told you everything about Nathan." "Ryan, tell me." I looked at my wife. Nathan was my business partner before we met. I created ideas, built plans, and worked day and night. Nathan took credit for my work and pushed me out of the company. Emily's expression changed. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I wanted to forget that part of my life." Before Emily could answer, my phone rang. I looked at the screen. Nathan Williams. Emily saw the name. "Are you going to answer?" I picked up. "Hello, Nathan." A calm voice replied. "Ryan, it has been a long time. What do you want?" Nathan laughed. Still direct. "I always liked that about you. I don't have time for games. You always were stubborn, and you always avoided the truth." There was silence. Then Nathan spoke. "I heard Emily told you about my offer." "Yes, and my wife is not something you can purchase." Nathan laughed. "Ryan, you still don't understand. Emily deserves someone stronger. She chose me. For now." My hand tightened around the phone. "What does that mean?" Nathan lowered his voice. "It means some people eventually realize they made the wrong choice." "You are threatening my marriage?" "I'm giving you a warning." "No, Nathan. You are showing me exactly who you are." Nathan became quiet. "You always thought you won because Emily chose you." "I did win." "No, Ryan. You survived." I felt my anger grow. "What are you planning?" Nathan did not answer. Instead, another voice came to the phone. Richard Williams. "Nathan has been patient enough." I recognized the voice immediately. "Nathan's father?" Richard spoke calmly. "Ryan, this is not personal." I almost laughed. "You offer my wife a fortune. How is that not personal?" "Everything has a price." "My wife doesn't." Richard sighed. "You are too emotional to understand how the world works." "No, I understand perfectly. You both believe money gives you power." Richard replied coldly. "Money gives people choices. And loyalty gives people something money cannot buy." I ended the call. Emily looked at me. "Ryan, what are you going to do?" I looked at the phone in my hand. "I don't know yet." "Are you angry?" "Yes." "Are you afraid?" I looked at my wife. Yes. Emily held my hand. But I took a deep breath. But I'm done running from my past. That night, I opened my old files from my business days. I searched through everything connected to Nathan. Then I found something I never expected. A hidden document. A plan. Nathan's name was written across the top. And underneath, it was one sentence. Destroy Ryan Mitchell completely. I stared at the screen. Nathan's offer was never about taking Emily away. It was revenge. I spent the entire night staring at Nathan Williams' hidden document. My hands were shaking because I finally understood the truth. Nathan did not return because of Emily. Nathan returned because Nathan wanted to destroy everything I built. I called Emily the next morning. Emily, I need to know everything Nathan said. Emily sat across from me. Ryan, I already told you everything. Every word matters. I need to understand Nathan's plan. Emily looked worried. Are you going after Nathan? I am going after the truth. Before Emily answered, someone knocked on the door. Ryan. I opened it and saw Sarah Thompson. Sarah, what are you doing here? Emily smiled slightly. I called Sarah. I thought you needed someone who knows Nathan better than we do. Sarah entered and looked serious. Ryan, Nathan has been planning this for a long time. I looked at Sarah. How do you know? Because Nathan talked about you before. My chest tightened. What did Nathan say? Sarah took a breath. Nathan said you were the only person who ever defeated Nathan without money or power. I laughed quietly. I never defeated Nathan. I lost everything. Sarah shook her head. No, Ryan. Nathan made you lose your position, but Nathan could never destroy your ability. Emily touched my hand. That is what I have always seen in you. I looked at Emily. Sometimes I wonder why you stayed with me. Emily frowned. Why would you ask that? Because Nathan is right about one thing. You could have chosen an easier life. Emily held my hand tighter. Ryan, I did not marry a bank account. I married a person. I looked away. I am scared. Emily became silent. I am scared that my past will destroy your future. Emily answered immediately. Your past is not your identity. Sarah nodded. Ryan, you need to know something else. What? Nathan never accepted losing against you. I looked confused. Losing against me? Nathan had everything. Sarah shook her head. Money is not always winning. Nathan saw you rebuild your life after the company betrayal. Nathan hated that. I remembered those years. The empty apartment, the failed attempts, the nights when I wondered if I would ever recover. Then another voice interrupted us. Is this the man who is causing all this trouble? I turned around. Michael? Emily's older brother stood near the doorway. Michael Carter looked at me carefully. I have questions. Ask them. Michael crossed his arms. Why did Nathan target you? Because Nathan betrayed me years ago. Michael raised an eyebrow. That sounds like a story everyone tells when money is involved. I felt the words hit me. Michael, I understand why you doubt me. Do you? Yes. I do not have Nathan's wealth. I do not have his reputation. Michael stayed quiet. But I have something Nathan does not. What? My truth. Sarah stepped forward. Michael, Ryan is telling the truth. Michael looked at Sarah. You are sure? I have seen Nathan manipulate people for years. Michael looked back at me. Ryan, I judged you because I thought Emily deserved more. I nodded. I understand. Michael sighed. But maybe I was wrong. I looked surprised. Why? Because a man who wants money would have taken Nathan's offer. I stayed silent. Michael continued. You refused because Emily mattered more. Those words meant more than Michael realized. Later that night, I opened my old company records again. I found messages between Nathan and his team. One message caught my attention. Ryan Mitchell must lose everything before Ryan realizes nobody believes in Ryan. I felt anger. But this time, I did not feel weak. I closed the file. Emily walked beside me. What are you thinking? I am thinking about everything I ran from. And now I stopped running. Emily smiled. I knew this day would come. I looked at her. Emily, If things become difficult, will you regret choosing me? Emily shook her head. Never. I finally understood something. Nathan wanted me to believe I was powerless. But Nathan forgot one thing. I had already survived losing everything once. And this time I was ready. I knew the road ahead would not be easy. Nathan had money, connections, and years of preparation. But I had something I ignored for too long. Confidence. I looked at Emily, Sarah, and Michael standing beside me, and I felt stronger. Tomorrow I will face Nathan. Emily smiled. Not alone. Michael nodded. You have my support. Sarah added, and my help. For the first time in years, I stopped seeing myself as the victim of Nathan's betrayal. I was Ryan Mitchell, the man who rebuilt his life, the man Nathan failed to break. The battle was only beginning. I would not surrender future to Nathan's anger, greed, or desire for revenge anymore. I never expected Nathan Williams to attack me in front of hundreds of people. But deep inside, I knew Nathan would eventually try to break me publicly. The business event was supposed to be a normal evening. I stood near the stage when Nathan walked toward me with a confident smile. Ryan Mitchell, Nathan said loudly, I almost didn't recognize you. Several people turned toward us. I looked at Nathan calmly. Hello, Nathan. Nathan smiled, still pretending everything is fine. I knew what Nathan was doing. Nathan, this is not the place. Why not? Everyone should know the truth. The room became quiet. Nathan looked around. Do you know Ryan used to work with me? I stayed silent. Nathan, stop. But Nathan continued. Ryan had big dreams. Ryan thought Ryan could build an empire. But dreams are not enough. I felt people watching me. Nathan stepped closer. Ryan lost everything because Ryan was not strong enough. I looked at him. Are you finished? Nathan laughed. That is all you have to say? Yes. Nothing else. No. Nathan looked confused. You're not angry? I was angry for years. The room became silent. But anger did not give me my life back. Nathan's smile faded slightly. You think staying quiet makes you powerful? No. I think controlling myself does. Nathan looked at the people around us. Everyone. This is the man Emily chose over a better future. My hands tightened, but I remembered Emily's words. Your past is not your identity. I looked at Nathan. My wife chose me because Emily knows who I am. Nathan laughed. Love does not pay bills. I answered calmly. Maybe not, but money cannot buy loyalty. Nathan's expression changed. For the first time, I saw uncertainty in Nathan's eyes. I walked away. That night, I sat alone thinking about everything Nathan said. Years ago, those words would have destroyed me. But this time, something was different. I was tired of proving my worth to people who already decided not to see it. The next morning, I received a phone call. Ryan. I froze. Daniel? Daniel Brooks laughed. I knew you would recognize my voice. I smiled for the first time in days. I thought you disappeared. I could say the same about you. I became quiet. Daniel noticed. Ryan, what happened? Nathan happened. There was silence. Then Daniel said, I knew that name would come back. You knew? Yes. Nathan always feared you. I laughed. Nathan? Fear me? Ryan, you never understood your own talent. I looked down. Daniel, I lost everything. No, you lost a position. You never lost your ability. His words reminded me of who I used to be. What are you suggesting? I want to work with you again. I looked surprised. After all these years? Yes. Why? Because I remember the real Ryan Mitchell. I stayed silent. The man who created ideas while everyone else copied them. Those words reached something inside me that I thought was gone. When I returned home, Emily noticed my expression. What happened? Daniel called. Emily smiled. Daniel Brooks. Yes, that is good. He wants to help me rebuild. Emily held my hand. Then let him. I am scared. Of what? Failing again. Emily looked directly at me. Ryan, you're not the same person who failed before. I smiled. How am I different? You finally stopped asking people for permission to believe in yourself. Meanwhile, Nathan continued believing he had won. Nathan sent Emily another message. A bigger offer. More money. More promises. Emily showed me the message. He still thinks I can be bought. I shook my head. Nathan does not understand. What? He thinks money is the strongest thing in the world. Emily smiled. But it is not. No. I looked at the message. Trust is. Over the next few weeks, Daniel and I started building something new. Every day reminded me that Nathan did not destroy me. Nathan only delayed me. One evening, Daniel looked at my plans. Ryan, this is better than what you created before. I smiled. I forgot what I was capable of. Daniel nodded. That was Nathan's biggest mistake. What? He convinced you that you were small. I looked at my reflection. For years, I searched for respect from people who never planned to give it. Now I understood. Respect was not something I begged for. It was something I earned. Nathan wanted me broken. Nathan wanted me desperate. But Nathan never understood one thing. A person who loses everything has nothing left to fear. I closed my laptop and looked at Emily. The next time I face Nathan, I will not be trying to prove myself. Emily smiled. What will you do? I will show the truth. The battle with Nathan was not over, but for the first time, I was ready. Not because I wanted revenge, because I finally knew my value. I knew the final battle with Nathan Williams would not be about money. It would be about truth. For years, Nathan controlled the story, but I finally had the evidence to reveal everything. Daniel placed a folder on my desk. Ryan, I found the documents you needed. I opened the folder. What is this? Proof that Nathan stole your original designs before removing you from company. I stared at the papers. I knew Nathan betrayed me, but I never imagined I could prove it. Daniel nodded. You can now. Sarah walked into the room, holding another file. I found something, too. I looked at her. What did you find? Messages between Nathan and Richard. They planned Emily's offer because your new company started becoming a threat. My heart became heavy. So this was never only about Emily. Sarah shook her head. No, Nathan wanted to destroy your reputation before people discovered your success. Michael looked at the documents. I owe you an apology, Ryan. I looked at Emily's brother. For what? For judging you. I thought Nathan was successful because Nathan was better. I was wrong. I smiled slightly. Thank you, Michael. Michael placed the papers on the table. What happens now? I looked at everyone. Now Nathan's lies end. The next day, I receive a message from Nathan. You think you won? I replied, I think the truth is coming. Nathan called immediately. You are making a mistake, Ryan. No, I am correcting one. You do not understand who you are challenging. I understand exactly. Nathan became quiet. You are nothing without this revenge. I smiled. This is not revenge, Nathan. This is accountability. Nathan laughed. You really believe people will choose you over me? I do not need people to choose me. I only need people to see the truth. At the public meeting, Nathan entered with confidence. Richard stood beside Nathan, but Richard looked different. The confidence was gone. Nathan approached me. You still have time to stop this. I looked at him. Why? Are you afraid? Nathan frowned. I am warning you. No, Nathan. You are finally understanding consequences. I presented the evidence. The room became silent. People looked through the documents, showing Nathan's betrayal, manipulation, and attempt to control Emily's choice. Nathan's face changed. This proves nothing. Daniel stepped forward. It proves everything. Sarah added, I personally verified every message. Michael looked at Nathan. You use your own family name to hurt innocent people. Nathan looked at Richard. Father, say something. Richard remained silent. Finally, Richard spoke. Nathan, what have you done? Nathan looked shocked. You are blaming me? Richard sighed. I supported your ambition, but I never wanted this. Nathan's confidence disappeared. Emily stepped beside me. Nathan looked at Emily. After everything I offered you, you still choose Ryan? Emily answered calmly. Yes. Why? Because Ryan gave me something your money never could. Nathan stared at her. What? Respect. I felt those words deeply. For years, I wondered if I was enough. But standing beside Emily, I finally understood that love was never about having the most power. Nathan looked at me. You want to destroy me? I shook my head. No. Then what do you want? I want the truth to exist. Nathan looked broken for a moment. You could ruin everything I built. I answered, you built it on lies. I am only removing the lies. After the meeting, Nathan lost control he always depended on. People who once followed him started questioning everything. I stood outside with Emily. Are you okay? Emily asked. I looked at her. Yes. Are you happy? I thought about everything. I am finally free. Emily smiled. You did not become like Nathan. I looked at her. That was my biggest fear. Why? Because pain can change people. Emily held my hand. But you chose to stay yourself. I looked back at the building where my old pain started. Nathan wanted me to become angry. Nathan wanted me to become someone controlled by hatred. But I refused. I walked away knowing I had won the only victory that mattered. I found myself again. And Nathan finally learned that fortune could buy many things, but it could never buy forgiveness. The next morning, I received news that Nathan's empire was falling apart. I did not celebrate his pain because I knew what losing everything felt like. I simply continued building my future with Emily beside me. Daniel reminded me that success was not about defeating enemies. It is about becoming the person you were meant to be, Daniel said. I smiled because I finally understood. Nathan tried to take my life apart, but Nathan only helped me discover my strength. I walked forward without fear, knowing my heart was finally at peace after everything I survived. I thought the hardest part of my journey would be defeating Nathan Williams. I was wrong. The hardest part was accepting that I no longer needed to defeat anyone. For years, I lived with anger, disappointment, and the pain of betrayal. But after everything ended, I finally understood something important. My victory was never about watching Nathan fall. It was about finding myself again. A few weeks after the confrontation, I met Daniel at my office. You look different, Ryan. I smiled. Different how? You finally look peaceful. I looked around the room. I never thought I would have a place like this again. Daniel nodded. You built this from nothing. I laughed softly. No, I rebuilt it after losing everything. Daniel smiled. That makes it more valuable. My phone rang. It was Michael. Ryan, do you have a minute? Of course. What happened? I wanted to tell you something. Go ahead. Michael became quiet. I was wrong about you. I smiled. You do not have to say that. No, I do. Michael continued. I judge you because Nathan had money and influence. I thought those things represented success. And now I know character matters more. His words meant a lot to me. Thank you, Michael. After the call ended, Emily walked into my office. You seem happy. I am. She sat beside me. Do you ever think about everything that happened? Every day. Do you regret anything? I looked at her. No, not even the pain. I thought for a moment. The pain changed me. Emily smiled. How? I stopped searching for approval from people who never valued me. She held my hand. That was the person I always believed you could become. I looked at Emily and remembered the day Nathan offered her a fortune to leave me. A fortune that could have changed her life. But Emily refused. Do you remember Nathan's offer? I asked. Emily smiled. How could I forget? You could have had everything. Emily shook her head. I already had everything. I looked at her. Even when I had nothing, especially then. Her answer stayed with me. Meanwhile, Nathan's life continued changing. The people who once trusted Nathan started leaving. His business partners questioned his decisions. His friends stopped defending him. The empire Nathan protected for years started falling because of the choices Nathan made. One day, I received a message from Richard Williams. I was surprised. Richard wanted to meet. When I arrived, Richard looked older than I remembered. Ryan, Richard. He looked down. I owe you an apology. I stayed silent. I believed money could solve every problem. I listened. I thought Emily would choose a better life if we offered enough. I answered calmly. You misunderstood her. Richard nodded. Yes, I did. He looked disappointed. I also misunderstood you. What do you mean? I thought you were weak because you did not have Nathan's wealth. I smiled slightly. And now I know strength has nothing to do with money. I accepted his apology, not because Richard deserved forgiveness, because I deserved peace. When I returned home, Emily asked, How did it go? Better than I expected. Did you forgive him? I thought about the question. I decided not to carry anger anymore. Emily smiled. That is the difference between you and Nathan. I looked outside. Nathan spent his life trying to prove he was better than everyone else. But in the end, Nathan lost the one thing money could never replace. Trust. Months passed, and my life became something I never imagined. I worked with Daniel. I rebuilt my company. I spent every day with Emily. Not because I needed to prove anything. Because I finally enjoyed my life. One evening, Emily and I watched the sunset together. Ryan. Yes. Are you happy? I smiled. Yes. Why? I looked at the woman who stayed when everyone else questioned me. Because I learned something. What? People can buy houses. They can buy cars. They can buy luxury. I held her hand. But nobody can buy loyalty. Emily smiled. Nobody can buy love. I nodded. That is the truth Nathan never understood. I remembered the man I used to be, the man who thought losing everything meant losing himself. Now I knew better. Sometimes losing everything reveals what truly matters. Nathan tried to take my future. Instead, Nathan forced me to discover my strength. I did not win because Nathan lost. I won because I stopped letting others decide my worth. Emily chose me when money tried to separate us. And that choice was worth more than any fortune. Because some things in life cannot be purchased. Respect, trust, loyalty, and genuine love